Hi everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Brianna and today we are doing my March monthly reset. I really enjoyed doing my February reset last month. It was my first one that I'd ever done, so I'm getting really excited at the end of the month to start doing a little bit more reflecting and like paying a little bit more attention to my goals. What am I accomplishing? What am I not accomplishing? And so on and so forth. So we're gonna go through my goals today. I'm so excited. We're gonna do a February reflection, we're gonna do a March goals, and then we're also gonna dive into my current favorites. So excited. I feel like February overall was a good month. I actually had a kind of a hard time reflecting on February, not because it was great or because it was bad, but I think what I've realized is when I'm reflecting, I almost think I need to be in a state of little blips of constant reflection rather than an hour of or 30 minutes of like really structured reflection. I feel like I sit there and I'm like, what do I even want to reflect on? And so I think that's something that I kind of learned about myself this month that I am excited to go through. But I have my goal journal right here for all of my monthly resets. I am ready. I am excited. So we are going to start first and foremost with the February reflection. So let's dive into my February reflection. So I went ahead and put my February reflection up on the screen over here. Need a sip of iced coffee. And we are gonna go through all of these reflection questions together. So first and foremost, what did you accomplish in February? First, I feel like I had a really good personal and work-life balance. I think that's something that I am really working towards. I was really good at personal work-life balance. Like, I want to say maybe 6 months ago, but then I ended up moving into my mom's. I started to feel a little uninspired in my like actual work job, and I felt like I was either working really late, not motivated during my work hours. I was just like looking towards the weekend. I was never super motivated, or it was vice versa. I was really passionate about something I was doing for work, and then I looked up from the calendar or the clock and it was saying, you know, 6 p.m. and I was like, holy cow, it's like really late. I need to put my computer down. So I feel like this month I had a really good work-life, personal life balance, which I'm proud of. And then second was a goal that we'll get into in a little bit that I did accomplish was I bought my Disney gift cards, which I know that's really silly and small, but it was at like the last minute I remembered this goal and I was so excited because I just like accomplished it, and I just felt like putting that there. Like I said, I had a hard time with this reflection. I really did. I think a tip that I have for myself and for all of you is find your reflection style. We talk about goal style, budgeting style, active style, move your body style, food style. We talk about all these things, but then when we reflect on those things, we never talk about how we actually as a person need to reflect or how our reflection can differ. So I challenge you to find your reflection style. I've decided that mine is smaller, condensed reflections sporadically than one large reflection moment. I think I'm just better off in little small spurts. Next is, what were 3 things that I'm grateful for? The first was travel. I have gotten to travel to 2 places this month. So the first place that I traveled to was Denver, Colorado for work. It was so fun, such a great time. I feel like we had just a great time with my colleagues and friends and things, and it was just like a fun city. I've been to Denver before a few years ago, so it was really nice to be back. I was so happy about that. And I'm also really grateful because I am currently in Florida, and we get to be in Florida now for the next 6 to 7 weeks, and I'm really grateful that I get to travel. I think that's something that not a lot of people get to do, and I'm really grateful, and I don't take that for granted at all, or I don't take advantage of it. And that kind of goes into the second thing I'm grateful for is remote work. I am now a fully remote employee. I love nothing more than being remote. I do like going into the office once in a while because I still have friends in the office, but I just am a better employee when I'm working from home. I just find that I'm overall better, more productive, and I just really enjoy remote work. The reason that I'm grateful also for remote work is because I can now work remote in Florida, visit my dad with my fiance now for the next 6 to 7 weeks, and that to me brings me so much joy because I just love being able to visit my dad in Florida and be in the warm weather, in the gloomy New England months. Like for those of you that are in cold climates, like you will know that it is cold in New England from February to March. It's dreary, it's gray. We want spring. Spring doesn't want us back. Like we have to manifest her, and I get to just manifest the tank top palm tree life early. So I'm really grateful for remote work. And then the last thing that I am grateful for, especially this month, is Corey's compassion. I had a really rough middle of the month where I had come back from Denver right before we were leaving for Florida. I felt so out of a routine. I felt really out of it. It was our anniversary and I just had the worst day. I broke down, I cried, we got into a little bit of an argument because I was kind of being an asshole and he was not being so very nice back and we weren't communicating well, which originally stemmed from me. But he just has so much compassion and I am so grateful that he allows me to drop things on a dime and he's just so willing to work with me. Like, for example, we were supposed to go out to like a nice dinner for our anniversary. I had a really bad day. I didn't get a chance to do my hair. I didn't have makeup on. It was just like a weird day. So I just didn't want to go out to a fancy dinner. He ended up canceling our reservation and brought me to Texas Roadhouse instead, which was like the dream. Like, it just made me so happy. I am filming outside. You are going to hear some ducks and birds, but it's just part of the ambiance. And the second thing was we ended up getting into like, we were trying to figure out what to do for dinner last night in Florida. We didn't know where to go. I didn't want to drive really far. He did. We tried to compromise. It just like got really funky and he ended up like just really working with me and making me feel really heard. And we ended up going to a totally different restaurant and just like let me talk it out. And I feel like he just always has such beautiful compassion. And I'm really grateful for that because I've never really had that in another relationship. And I mean, obviously we're engaged now, so I get it forever, but I'm just really grateful for his compassion this month especially. What did you struggle with? I really struggled with cold mornings in New England. It was so challenging to get out of bed, feel inspired, feel motivated, pick up the vlog camera. It was just freezing. I felt like I couldn't do anything. And normally in Boston, I can take like a quick walk out my door and like force myself to Starbucks as my reward or get a juice underneath us in Boston. We don't have that anymore. We live in a suburban neighborhood. Like, we just have absolutely none of that anymore. And so I feel like it was really hard for me to feel motivated on cold mornings. I really struggled, and now I'm in the warm weather, so I'm really trying to make sure that I take a ton of advantage of that because now I get to be outside, which is beautiful. And I also struggled with reading. I read one book. One. Which, like, I just was not in the mood to read. You know when you're just like in a reading slump? I think right now I'm in a slump. I had so many books on my bookshelf and none of them were really gravitating towards me, so I tried to start 8 Perfect Murders, but then one night I got tired and I just had a lot of travel and I was really out of a routine. So I struggled to read this month. I literally think I read one book, and so yeah, I really struggled to read. What was my happiest moment this month? The first was we booked our wedding venue and it took so much pressure off of the like wedding planning process and everything. I felt like the minute we had our wedding venue solidified and booked and ready to go, it just felt so good. I felt like so much of the stress finally like relieved itself, and it was just nice to finally have our wedding venue booked. We absolutely love it. It is so beautiful. It's in Connecticut. It's a winery. It's just everything that we were looking for. The budget was right. The woman that runs it is just so wonderful and incredible. The space is so beautiful. It just fits exactly what me and Corey wanted, and that was just like a fun, beautiful, and exciting moment. And the next was our anniversary dinner. We went to Texas Roadhouse. We love Texas Roadhouse, and it was just like, it was a moment where I felt so unbelievably heard and seen, and just like everything that Corey did in that moment was just like exactly what I needed. And I'm just so grateful for him that I'm just beyond blessed and grateful that I have someone like him to spend the rest of my life with. And on top of the anniversary dinner, it was just, we ended up spending like 2.5 hours there. Did I just have a bug in my ear? Sorry. We ended up spending 2.5 hours there, and it was so nice. We talked about our finances, we talked about our honeymoon, we talked about wedding goals, we talked about life goals, we talked about starting a family. We just talked about so many beautiful things on our 6-year anniversary, and so now we're in year 7, and it was just a really beautiful moment to like spend time together and have that really dedicated. So those were some of my favorite moments, and now we are going to do a quick reflection on my February goals. Alrighty, so now let's do a quick reflection on my February goals. So let's see what I did and did not accomplish. I feel like this month was kind of a month of a lot of things. It was my first month of ever really setting goals, and it was really my first ever month of like not getting too many of them done. I think it was just me trying to understand like what kind of goals work for me. So let's start in financial. Save $3,000. I did save $3,000, which was really exciting. I ended up getting a really nice work bonus and was able to put a lot of that money into my savings account. Start my emergency fund of $500. I did not do that. So that is definitely a goal of mine as we come up on this next month. Next is mindful spending when shopping. Honestly, I want to bubble it, but I really didn't, because I did have a few moments where I was either excessively shopping or shopping where I was doing that thing where I buy, you know, $500 worth of clothes and then ship it back. I really want to get out of that mindset, at least try a little bit, and I feel like I didn't really accomplish that. Buy 2 Disney gift cards. We did that, which is very exciting as a goal of mine. And then no new books. I did not buy any new books this month, which maybe that's why I'm a reading slump, but who knows? It is what it is. Social media goals, post once a week on Instagram. I did not do that. However, I am excited now that we're in Florida to actually do that. So you'll see in my March goals what I've got here. No missing uploads on YouTube. I did this. I am so proud of myself for this. This was something that if you watched my last reset, I was so nervous, but I wanted to really push myself and I accomplished it, and I feel so good about accomplishing this goal. If any goal was to be accomplished, I am so glad that it was this one, the no missing uploads. Next, be present while vlogging. I would say yes. I feel like there were days in some vlogs where I either didn't pick up the camera because I was spending family time together, and I'm really proud of that. Create one video outside of my comfort zone. I did not do that this month. I felt like that's something that I'm really hoping and really striving for, I think, just in this year in general, is to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I'm excited to start that. Personal goals. Read 3 physical books. I literally read, I think, 1, so definitely didn't do that. Once a week face mask. I did not do that either. Try a new coffee shop. Did definitely not do that. No phone past 10 p.m. I did not do that because I was on my phone past 10 p.m. And cook a new soup recipe. I literally did not do that. So I knew coming into today that I did not achieve a lot of my personal goals. And I think that that's okay. You know, I think this was my first month of really deciding what kind of goals worked for me, what goals didn't. And I think had I not been traveling, my personal goals would have felt better and I would have probably gotten more of those done. But this month, that just wasn't the case, and that is totally fine. Now let's transition into my March goals. Alrighty, so now let's dive into my March goals. I am really feeling energized and excited for these March goals. I think it is because I am in Florida and because it is warm and the weather is beautiful and I can be a lot more just active and outside. I'm really excited about the goals that I've set, and these were actually fun goals to come up with. In comparison to last month, I feel like I was, sorry for the birds again, I feel like I was kind of grasping at straws, but this month I feel really excited and motivated by these goals. So let's go through them. We've got 4 categories this month: wellness, financial, social media, and personal. So let's start out with my wellness goals. So my first goal is to buy fresh fruit every week. In Florida, it is hot, it is warm, and I am excited to be eating fresh fruit every week. I feel like the fruit here is just better and it's good because it's warm weather. It's not cold or not being imported from super far. So I'm excited to try to buy fresh fruit every week and eat a lot more fruit. I would love to do a 30-minute outdoor walk 4 days a week. I think the idea of doing 30 minutes every day feels not super great because I want to find ways in my holistic year goals to move my body. Like, I want to find something I enjoy, so I want to do a 30-minute walk every day outside. I have a goal of 2 hours outside every day for a total of 730 hours for a holistic 2023 goal. So I think 30-minute walk every day will knock out 30 minutes of that. Or not every day, but 4 days a week. So I'm excited about going on a walk and just like walking around my dad's neighborhood. It's beautiful, the weather is warm, and I'm just very excited to do that. Next is I would like to have 7 a.m. wake up days 3 days a week. So I feel like in Florida with the beautiful weather, still the birds that are chirping, I am excited to get out and about in the morning rather than after work. I think sometimes after work I'm already really tired, I'm fatigued, I've been staring at a screen all day, and sometimes I just want to like lay on the couch and veg. Sometimes I do want to get up and go outside, but not all the time. I also am sitting outside, so I hope I'm not getting sweaty and gross because I did put on some powder before, if you saw my monthly coffee chat. So I'm excited to do some 7 a.m. wake ups and really maximize my morning time. And then next is eat at home 4 days a week at night in terms of like dinners and lunches and such. I feel like when we come to Florida, we always get so excited to go out and eat out with this person and eat out on the weekends and grab pizza, but I just want to be making home cooked meals 4 days a week. I feel like it's a way to save a little bit of money, be a little bit more thoughtful, and spend more quality time with my dad rather than always going out and about. So I want to make sure that I'm eating 4 meals at home during the weeknight and cooking them, and really just enjoying also being home and spending time with my dad. Next, let's go into the financial category. So first is, I am starting this bloody emergency fund. I have wanted to start something like this for at least 2 years, and it's just felt really out of reach with living in Boston, the rent prices, trying to save regularly. It's just felt really crazy. So I'm really excited, and I'm gonna do this month. I'm gonna open up another account and start my emergency fund, and I'd like to put $500 in my emergency fund. Next, I would like to pay off my credit card. I think I have about maybe $1,000 or $1,500 on my credit card, so I'd love for that to be at a big fat 0. I would love to see no credit card debt. However, we are going to Disney, so I'm keeping that in mind as well. That's why it's a goal, right? To keep it just down and feel good. Next, I have $500 Disney spending. I would like to spend no more than $500 on our Disney trip. Now, reason I put that there is because I would like to be a mindful shopping spender. It is something I'm holistically working on this year, and there are a few things at Disney that I'm really hoping to find and buy, but I just like don't want to be buying things just because it says Disney on it. And like, I just want to be really mindful of the way that I shop, and like, if Corey and I both love a pin, maybe he buys one and I buy one, and we kind of trade off. So that's really important to me. And then next is just mindful Florida spending. Every time we come to Florida, we get so excited to be here. We go to the outlets, we shop around, we want to buy summer clothes, and like, I just need to be mindful and spend good while we're in Florida for the next month. So I'm very excited about spending wisely this month. Next are my social media goals. So first and foremost, I'd like to post twice a week on Instagram, whether that's a reel and an in-feed post, or 2 photos, or a photo dump and something. I'm sorry, I'm sweating, it's warm, but I'd really like to do that. I feel like there's so much fun to be had in Florida this month that it's gonna make me really creative and excited to like be posting on social media. So I wanna push myself to do that on Instagram. I would like to stay on a schedule with our podcast. We are in a schedule right now of every Wednesday. However, I would really like to find X day for recording, X day for uploading. These are the days that we work on the Instagram feed posts. Like, I just wanna be a little bit more consistent in our podcasting schedule and not miss days or have to push things off. So I wanna find a really good balance with Corey for that. And then last is, I'd like to still kind of move my muscle of this flexible YouTube schedule 3 days a week. I'd still like to have 3 uploads a week, one definitely being on Sundays. However, I would like to be a little bit more flexible instead of just like every week, Tuesday, Thursday. Maybe one week is a Monday and it's a Thursday, or it's a Friday and a Tuesday. Like, I just like to be a little bit more flexible in my YouTube schedule. I think it's where I can be a little bit more creative, pick up the camera and vlog and be excited about it, rather than, oh no, today's Saturday, I don't have a video for Tuesday. Like, do I just have to film a weekend video? I just want to be more excited and energized by videos that I will be able to actually post. And then last, we have my personal goals. So first is, I'd like to read 3 books this month. I'm not going to say anything about physical or electronic. I do have a physical book I'm reading right now, and I did bring my Kindle with me to Florida, so I would like to just be really thoughtful and intentional and really get out of my reading slump and back into reading and being excited about reading. I'm happy about that. I would like to try a new coffee shop and or smoothie place every week. The reason I put smoothie in there is Florida has a lot of fresh fruits, veggies, juices, and such, so I would really like to see what kind of like smoothie shops are around us and coffee shops to be able to try out. I think that could be really cool and really fun, and something new and different to keep Florida exciting and fun. And then I would like to try 2 new Florida restaurants this month, not including our Disney restaurants that we're trying. I would really like to get out onto the water, maybe head down to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, just try some new and fun restaurants. So I'm really excited to go out to eat and try some new places that we've never been. Corey and I have some of our all-time favorites, but it would be really lovely to try some new places, which I'm excited about. And then last is, I'd like to have 30 minutes of reading every single night before bed, minus our Disney days. The idea of reading at Disney is just probably not gonna happen, but last month I tried to make a goal of no phone past 10 p.m. and I just wasn't sometimes motivated, honestly, to put my phone down. It just was not attainable. It felt really annoying when it was like 9:55 and I was on the couch with my mom and I had to go to bed soon and I was just gonna put my phone away. I just don't know if that was the right way to structure my goal. So instead of putting my phone away by 10, I'm gonna read for 30 minutes before bed. That way my phone is away at no matter what time, but it's not me consuming content like right before I go to bed. So I'm really excited about my March goals this month. I feel like I've got a lot of things that I am really excited about and ready to dive into. As you can tell from the smile on my face, I am excited to be in Florida. I am excited to be in the warm weather. I am invigorated by my goals this month. I'm just feeling so incredibly excited and just like really happy and so overjoyed just like with this upcoming month of March. I am manifesting that it's going to be the best month of the year because I'm just gonna manifest that for right now and then we'll see what happens. But now let's go from my March goals to my current favorites. Alrighty, so now let's dive into my current favorites of the month. I am so excited for this segment because I feel like this month I had a lot of really fun and invigorating favorites. Like I think sometimes I do have favorites, sometimes I don't have favorites, but this is gonna be just a fun filled segment. So let's talk about some of my favorites. My favorite meal of the month, I have two. My first favorite meal of the month was we actually did a cooking class in Denver, Colorado where we made paella. Sorry, I'm just grabbing my iced coffee because I'm thirsty, but we ended up making paella. My God, was it so delicious. They ended up doing like a vegetarian one and a regular one with chicken and seafood and I love paella. Paella is one of my favorite things in the world because rice is my favorite food. I love veggies and I love the crispy rice at the bottom. So paella was definitely one of my favorite meals of the month. And then my second meal of the month was Texas Roadhouse, which was our anniversary dinner. Just holistically, the meal itself was good. The food was good. Company, obviously, because it was Corey, was good. Our server was great. It was just like an overall beautiful meal. And so I would say that's definitely one of my favorite meals of the month. My favorite show of the month was actually The Challenge on MTV. So this is a show that Corey and I watch religiously when it is on, and it is our absolute favorite show in the entire world. If you've never heard of The Challenge, it is when all of these like young adults get together and they do these like physical, mental, puzzle, brain teaser challenges, and then they're in pairs or individual, and there's a female male winner every year. You win like $1 million, $500,000, and all the themes are different. They are people from the real world, Survivor, American Ninja Warrior, different countries. It's just like amazing. Are You the One? And they've been going on for a million gazillion years. I think we're on season, I think this was season 38 or 39, I forget. But I mean, they are like, it's my favorite show in the whole world, and it was a great season. My favorite podcast of this last month was The Main Street Dish, which is actually a Disney podcast. I love these three humans with all of my being. Bethany Vinton, love her absolutely to death. She is funny, she is real, she brings me so much joy. I almost ran into her. She actually walked by me when we were in Topolino's Terrace last March with my dad, and I regret not getting up from my table and saying hello to her. Like, I wish I did. But Bethany Vinton is one of my favorite all-time Disney food content creators. I love her. She also has a YouTube channel, so I'll link her down below. And then she is really great and best friends with this Disney couple, Colin and Bella, and their beautiful new addition to their family, Finn, who is their son. And Bella and Colin remind me of Corey and I. Like, when Colin talks about drinking his like old fashions or his like cocktails, like that is so Corey, and I feel like Bella and I probably resonate. Bella, I think, is also very much Italian, and so am I. I'm 100% Italian, so when they like absolutely shit on the Italy booth, it makes me laugh. Like, it makes me just, I love them. And every time right before I go to Disney, I always listen. They're very much, their podcast is heavy Disney food content, which I love. I think that's actually something I want to get more into, is trying more Disney food and like getting into the food trying and adventuring out a little bit more. So I love listening to their podcast, and I've really just enjoyed the content that they've put out in the last month. So if you're a Disney fan or you're going on a Disney trip and you're looking for good Disney parks food, restaurants, all the details, follow The Main Street Dish. And Millennials on Main Street is Colin and Bella's handle on Instagram, Bethany Vinton. I'll have all their links down below so you can follow. My favorite color of the month, this is funny because I don't know if anyone really talks about their favorite color of the month, but my color of the month was oat. This oatmeal, light brown, like almost like when you mix your coffee with a lot of creamer color. I'm in my oat era. I'm in my oat colored era because it's not white, it's not brown, it's not black, but it's a neutral, but it makes me look tan. And I am just like in that era. I just bought a oat like 2-piece set from Aerie for like the pool and stuff, and oh, I love it so much. It is so adorable. So my favorite color of the month was oat, and I'm really excited to transition that color in Florida as I'm here now using it. Last but not least, let's talk about some of my favorite products of the month. First and foremost is the e.l.f. Whoa Glow Sunscreen SPF 30. I am wearing it today with concealer, bronzer, and blush. I can have linked up here my coffee chat that I just filmed before this with this full face of makeup. Very light, however, this sunscreen, it literally kicks Glow Screen to the curb. Glow Screen burns my eyes after about 4 hours, and this sunscreen does not do that in the slightest. I love it. It gives just enough coverage. It makes my skin glowy. Now, this is probably a little bit of oil and sweat because I am sitting outside and it is warm today, but that e.l.f. Whoa Glow sunscreen is literally my new holy grail product. I tried it out in like the end of last month, and I have used it so much this month, and it was literally the first thing that I packed in my Florida makeup bag. Next is my planner. I ended up finding this at HomeGoods in the middle of the month. It is a lemon planner, and it is perfect size, not too big. It is exactly what I needed, and I like a planner. I normally like a hard shell planner, however this one is not, but it's got that almost like soft, bubbly kind of material on the top, which I just really like and love. And I am a planner girl. I don't always stick to my planner like, you know, regimentedly, but I do absolutely love this planner, and I've really been enjoying kind of using it in my own way. My next favorite is my jewelry organizer. I'll have it linked below. I got it from Amazon. It is so high quality. It is beautiful. I wanted a very similar one from, I think it was either Away or Bays as a travel jewelry organizer, and it was like $55, $65, and I just could not justify that to travel with some jewelry. I just couldn't do it, and I found this one on Amazon. I think it was like $15, $20. Best money I've ever spent. It is beautiful. It is hard shell, and you can see everything in it, so I will link it down below, but it is a favorite. I packed it for Florida, and I absolutely love it, and I've used it to take jewelry out of, and it's just a perfect jewelry organizer. And then my last favorite of the month is the First Aid Beauty face wash. So I have been a Tula girl all my life, and don't get me wrong, I still love my Tula. I still use it. However, I find that in the winter and sometimes to take off my makeup, I've just really been enjoying the First Aid Beauty face wash and moisturizer combo together. So I've been trying both of those out, and I've really been absolutely loving the face wash. Corey's been using it now for probably 2 months. He has very dry, very sensitive skin, and he has been just like really absolutely loving it. So I'm happy that he has found something that he loved as well. So those were my current favorites of the month. Here is my March reset routine. I am so excited for March. This is gonna be an incredible month. We're going to Disney, we're in Florida, it's warm weather, I'm manifesting it, I'm feeling inspired for YouTube. I feel like my goals are attainable, and I am just excited to be getting into these goals, and like my face is elated because I just feel like I'm in a really good spot in my goals this month. I feel like I was way more intentional, way more thoughtful, and I think last month with traveling, it was really hard to keep up with those goals, but this month I'm feeling excited, rejuvenated, and ready to go. So thank you so much for being here. If you've made it all the way to the end, comment below your favorite part of the reset routine. I hope that you'll subscribe. We have a lot of fun on this beautiful little corner of the internet. So thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.